What's going on, YouTube? It's your friend Jess, and let's get ready to talk about the drama. This time, I'm gonna be talking about my top 3 dramas in both Raw and Smackdown. Let's go. First, obviously, we're gonna talk about Raw. So listen, we know that Jason Jordan, in real life, okay, is injured. We get it, it happens in wrestling all the time. But I'm loving the whole drama that they're putting behind it. They've got Seth all excited to go and defend and get the tag team titles back from the bar. Then Jason Jordan is like, yeah, okay, great. And then later on, he's like, oh, I'm really sorry, Seth, but my neck, I can't wrestle. Drama. Seth, of course, is like, what? What are you talking about? What the F? What? So of course, Big Daddy Kurt is there to back his son up and tell him his neck's hurt. It's true. It's damn true. If anybody knows something about accomplishing things with a hurt neck, it is Kurt Angle. If you guys don't remember, he won the gold medal at the Olympics with a broken neck, okay? Big deal. So just when I hope Dean Ambrose is making a triumphant return, who walks in but Roman Reigns. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say at all on that. So Roman Reigns comes out, they go and do the match, and I have to say the match was going pretty well. Seth Rollins is in the top of the current roster for me. I love him, I love his attitude. Burn it down! I love his wrestling. He's also super hot, just saying. Also, can I just say, did you guys hear the crowd chanting, "We want Rollins," while Roman Reigns was wrestling? Duly noted. So Jordan runs out to help Rollins get back up onto the apron so that he can tag Roman and get in the match. That happens, awesome sauce. But then the bar comes around and attacks Jason Jordan, who then attacks them back. What? Therefore causing the Shield Jr., aka now Rollins and Roman Reigns, their tag team titles. Drama. So obviously this is a way for them to get Jason off of TV for a while. We know you're hurt, go get better, come back and be a geek later on. Can I also just say that Drake Maverick, aka Rockstar Spud, is like so tan. He's like a baked spud, just saying. That's side note. Let's talk about Sasha and Bailey. What? Best friend drama going on. Sasha's in the back watching her last match against Asuka. And she's all like, now I know what to do to beat her. So Bailey says, you know, asking for some friendly advice. Hey, I'm about to have a match against her. You think you could, share that information with me? Sasha says, no, girl, no. Ooh. And then she says to Bailey, oh, what, you think you can beat Asuka? And Bailey retorts, oh, I can beat you, so therefore can beat Asuka. These are not exact quotes. But I was like, 2 snaps around the world, girl. Wow. I am totally digging all of the kind of clashes that we're getting between different characters. It's making it more like, maybe eventually there'll be something going on between Sasha and Bailey at some point. I don't know. Here's my side note about Bailey. When Bailey was on NXT, she was huge. Wacky, waving, inflatable, arm flailing, tube-man huge, okay? But they're not pushing her the way that they should be. Maybe that's what they're trying to do now. They had her go up against Asuka. It was a great match. She obviously lost, but that's okay. Asuka's still undefeated. I love Asuka. So maybe this is them starting to push her more like they should have been doing this whole time. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments below. Did you guys also see, I am also loving those backstage segments where they're filming themselves on the phone and it has their little Twitter thing. A lot of people don't like that. I do. I don't know. It feels like, we know it's scripted, all right? I'm there for that. But I feel like it's wrestlers wanting to interrupt things to get their own messages out, and maybe people who aren't gonna be on the show or wouldn't have had a chance to talk that night, they get an opportunity to say something, or it also helps tie together storylines. I don't know, I like it. You guys let me know what you think down below. But did you guys see where John Cena called Elias the ghost of evil Eddie Van Halen? Might as well jump! I loved it. John Cena, comedy, absolutely. And my third and final drama for Raw, and I think to me this is the biggest one because I was like, oh, during this whole interaction between Kurt Angle and Alexa Bliss. Also, did you guys notice that Kurt forgot his line? He's like, we're gonna see who's gonna go against Alexa Bliss in the, in the Elimination Chamber. Really, Kurt? So Alexa Bliss comes out, and this I thought was fantastic. She pulls out WWE policy, and she's all like, listen, Kurt, the women and the men are supposed to be equals. Right. So therefore, why are we defending the women's championship in Elimination Chamber, yet Brock Lesnar is not defending his title at Elimination Chamber? I mean, side note, first of all, Brock Lesnar like never defends his title. So, let's just pass that along to Braun Strowman, please, so we can actually see title defense on the show. Thank you. Kurt points out, though, that Alexa also hasn't defended her title in a while, but I know we had that whole storyline where she was like defending it, but then Nia would come out and beat somebody up. I don't know. There's not enough title defense for either of these characters, so we need to move it along. I do like Alexa Bliss, though. She's just so tiny and angry. It was so funny to watch her get in the ring and be like, oh, no, Kurt. Policy. We're equals, right? You're being sexist. Okay. She's just so cute and tiny and angry. Love it. So Kurt says, let's let the audience decide. Do you all want to see her defend the title in Elimination Chamber? Of course they said yes. Are we gonna say no? No. What I thought the next move was gonna be was Alexa saying, oh, really? Really? Well, let's poll the audience again then, Kurt. Do y'all wanna see Brock Lesnar, I'm sorry, I keep messing up his name, Brock Lesnar defend his title at Elimination Chamber? But she walked off and that was that. That was the Raw drama. Let's talk about Smackdown. First, let's talk about the New Day and Ask the New Day on Twitter. Were you guys catching that shade? I don't know if you guys know the tea or not, okay? But supposedly, the reason why Booker T is no longer commentating on Smackdown is because of Corey Graves. I know. Do I agree with their decision to get rid of Booker T? I have to say I do. You guys, I'm just in general not a fan of the 3 commentators at all. I much prefer there to be only 2. Listen, was Booker a great wrestler? Absolutely. Great commentator, he brings a lot of spirit to the table, but when you have him against Michael Cole and Corey Graves, it's incomparable. And also, Coach, I'm sorry, dude, but you can go too. We just don't need you. But anyway, back onto this. So during the Twitter Ask the New Day, they kind of cut back to 3 segments with that, all of which involve pancakes, of course, and oddly enough, contained pancake massaging, which I was very confused about. I mean, it cannot be good for your skin, can it? So there was a lot of, oh, who do we think, do we think Corey Graves would be better with like a left hook or a right jab? Obviously, we know what that's in reference to. Because Booker said that if he ever saw Corey Graves out in the real world, that he was gonna punch that sucker. Not a direct quote, but it's obvious they were referencing that. My favorite bit though was the 3 of them, they had gotten asked the question, if you could choose amongst yourselves individually to be on the Smackdown top 10, which I really like the Smackdown top 10. I hope they start doing that on Raw too. I think it's kind of cool for the wrestlers to be able to vote for other wrestlers and say who they want to see more of. I don't know. I like that whole idea, but it's kind of cool to see who in the locker room values who. I don't know. I really liked it. This person asked them, if you could be split up individually on here, who would you vote for? I was expecting it to go, because of course Xavier says, oh, it should be the smartest. And then Big E says, oh, it should be the strongest. And they both agreed that it should be Kofi, just based on his experience, based on his title reigns. I just thought that was super cute, and a good shout out to Kofi Kingston. Go Kofi. Next up, let's talk about the Cammy drama. I love that AJ calls Kevin and Sami Cammy. I think that's so funny. So pre-match, there were 2 backstage interviews. Renee Young went first up to Kevin Owens, blah, blah, blah. How are you gonna feel if this affects your friendship? And blah, blah, blah. And Kevin Owens goes, well, it's up to Sami if he can handle losing. Girl, what? Same situation goes with her and Sami Zayn, except Sami admitted, listen, I've always been in Kevin's shadow, but he's had his chance. He's had his titles. This is my time. And I think we all kind of want to see that. Have we seen enough Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles? Yep. So I think it would be really, really cool to have seen just Sami versus AJ. But during the match, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, we all knew this would happen because AJ was at ringside, right? He was at the announce table, so we all knew something was coming. Something was a-brewing. So Kevin falls out of the ring and Sami goes to get him back in, but of course they're getting closer and closer and closer to the announce table, and I'm like, here it comes. And Sami starts messing with AJ Styles, telling him, you see that? You see, that's gonna be you, blah, 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 whatever he was saying. And then he poked him in the chest, and I mean, you guys know the expression, don't poke the bear. don't poke the phenomenal one, okay? Because he's gonna get angry. So of course, after he gets poked by Sami, AJ gets up and interferes with the match. Ding, ding, ding. Of course that means that the whole match is a disqualification, or the match has just gone thrown out at this point. And then we hear, it was Daniel Bryan. So D-Bry comes out and says, oh ho ho, now it's gonna be a triple threat match. What? I think I was more excited to watch just Sami versus AJ, but I'll take triple threat. I'll take it. Side note, I still hate squash matches. Why are the Bludgeon Brothers still having squash matches? We get it, okay? They've got big hammers. They come from the woods. They can beat up anybody. Will you put them up against literally anybody? I'm glad the Usos came out, but by the time they did, the Bludgeon Brothers were gone. I'm like, is there not even gonna be, what, nothing? Could you at least even maybe the Ascension against them? Have Breezango manage them? I don't, literally anything, but if I have to see one more squash match, I'm going to squash my face in. My God, stop it with the squash matches. Right now, WWE, you listen to me. We have seen too many squash matches for the Bludgeon Brothers. Too many indeed, sirs, and I am done. And the biggest drama of the night, okay, happened in the opening of the show. I am loving most of the promos that I'm seeing on both Raw and SmackDown. Good job stepping it up, both of you guys. We're gonna talk about the Shane and Daniel drama from the opening of the show because we've already talked about Cammy. Don't want to exhaust that subject just yet. So the show opens up with Shane McMahon, which I was a little upset. To me, he got kind of like a half jobber entrance. You guys know what I'm saying? The show opened, he was already there. I didn't get to hear the, here comes the money, here comes the money, 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 money. And I didn't get to see him do his stupid little Shane dance. I wanted that. Come on, man. You could have fit it in. So he comes out and he basically starts talking about how he's not jazzed that either Kevin or Sami is gonna get a title spot because I guess at this point he's just sick of it. But he says that this decision was made by somebody he respects, and that would be, of course, Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan comes out, the entire crowd yeses. Yes, yes. Yeah, Daniel, please return to wrestling, please. So Shane says to Daniel, listen, you just keep revisiting this whole Kevin, Sami, AJ thing over and over and over again, and you need to listen to the WWE universe. Rusev Day, Rusev Day, Rusev Day, Rusev Day. Duly noted. So then Daniel says to him, you know, I thought that I was doing something well because you saw that the ref messed up, and this would be, of course, the second time a ref messed up for Kevin Owens. At least. He said, I thought that I was doing a great thing and that if anything, you'd be giving me a pay raise. Also duly noted. Does Daniel need a pay raise, you know, to afford more avocado chocolate pudding? I don't know. So Shane kind of points out the fact that, you know, listen, Daniel, you keep pushing these two wrestlers, okay? And you came up very similarly to these two wrestlers. And we all know that you want to get back in the ring. And we all want him back in the ring. So are you kind of doing this and living through them vicariously? Shane? The shame Shane. The shame Shane, shame, shame, Shane, Shane, shame. Shane, shame. There's a lot of shames and shames. So I was like, ooh, you stuck the dagger in deep, Shane, and you twisted it, and then you pulled it out, and then you poured that lost shaker of salt in there, and you took it away to Margaritaville because dang, man. Way to hurt all of us because we all want to see him return to the ring, and obviously Daniel wants to wrestle more than anything. So to say he's living vicariously through these two wrestlers, I'm digging this storyline. I am digging this drama so much. I was like salivating at this. I was like, oh, what's he gonna say next? Oh my God, oh my God. Is this leading up to Shane versus Daniel at some point? I don't even want to know. I'm speculating is only gonna make me cry when it doesn't happen. So then AJ comes out and he basically says like, both of you shut up. I knew what I signed up for. I'm here for the grind. I don't see my family. I've traveled 10,000 miles carrying this belt around. I know what I signed up for. And he can go with that. He doesn't mind the grind of what he signed up for, but what he didn't sign up for is SmackDown Live management obsessing over these two wrestlers. And he calls out Shane and Daniel, so it's not just like he's saying, Daniel, you're obsessed, Shane, you're obsessed, because it's obvious that you know, in my opinion, I think Shane's a little bit more obsessed, and obviously it's supposed to look like Daniel's just following the rules and trying to do the good thing, but I'm really curious to see where this all is going to end up, and I am digging this storyline so much. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you thought about Raw and SmackDown this week down below. I would love to read your comments about it and start a conversation with you guys. Let's enjoy this road to WrestleMania together, and I can't wait to predict what's gonna go on with Elimination Chamber, Fastlane, etc., etc., etc. And I will see all of you Jesslemaniacs in the next video, brothers. Bye.